persecuting a declared candidate for president of the United States is nothing short of election interference.
Another day, another battle between Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert for the title of dumbest member of Congress.
Talk to the team about that comment later.
These two frenemies have competed for the Dum Dum Award before, but today, at roughly the same time, the competition was fierce. Lauren Boebert spoke about the high cost of prescription birth control.
I left a prescription at a pharmacy once. I went to get birth control, and I was there at the counter and went to pay for it, and the price was very, very high. I said, wow, is this a 3-6-month prescription? No, ma'am, this is 1 month. And I said, it's cheaper to have a kid. And I left it there, and now I have my third son, Caden Boebert, and so I'm actually, it turned out to be a really great thing, but I personally experienced that when times were tough.
It's cheaper to have a kid than to pay for birth control? Normally, that would guarantee victory for hashtag Lauren Boebert is so dumb. But Boebert may have intended this as a figure of speech, even if she does not know what that means. And the larger point about the high price of prescription drugs is valid, even if Lauren Boebert will not do anything about it. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the opportunity is yours as you try and justify your effort to impeach President Biden.
At 5 p.m. yesterday, I released a survey simply on my social media asking, do you support impeachment? 8,600 people responded, and that was just from 5 p.m. last night. 77% said yes, they support impeachment. Only 23% oppose.
Do you think Marjorie Taylor Greene ever took a basic statistics class or even a basic math class? Of course not. Anyway, MTG generated this headline. Marjorie Taylor Greene cites her own Twitter poll as proof Joe Biden should be impeached. In my view, given the headline and the floor speech, Marjorie Taylor Greene has beaten Lauren Boebert yet again and deserves the distinction as the dumbest member of Congress. However, if anybody can prove that Lauren Boebert was not delivering a figure of speech or joke when she said it's cheaper to have a kid than pay for birth control, I'll be happy to reconsider. Or maybe we should just give out 2 awards, because nearly every time Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert open their mouth, something stupid comes out. It's like clockwork. And it's something that helps some of us on this channel even plan our schedules. You see, congressional floor speeches and hearings usually start each week on a Tuesday, so that becomes the day when Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene are likely to be in front of a C-SPAN camera. I may have other interesting video ideas and stories on my list, but come Tuesday, clear the decks! Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert Idiot Watch is on high alert. In all seriousness, a lot of you have asked, why do we spend so much time tracking members of Congress who are so stupid? Well, in my view, I think Greene and Boebert represent a sizable chunk of conservative America. It's a part of the electorate that does not like facts, science, proper grammar, or even words with more than 3 syllables. These Americans are anything but the best and brightest. However, MTG and Lauren Boebert still managed to get elected to Congress. So, if nothing else, the daily ruminations and claims of these idiots are a constant reminder that our public education system in America is in horrible shape and needs to do much better, and that our political system is in trouble as well.
I'm 23% black, so I don't really, I don't consider myself black, but he did so much for the black community, and people want to call him racist, this, that, blah, 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 whatever. How can you call this man racist when he was the one president that did the most for the black community? I mean, Barack Obama didn't do nothing for the black community. When I was growing up in school, man, nobody had to tell me that I had to be straight. I just knew. Now you got, I have a little daughter, little 6-year-old daughter, and I have to tell her that she has to be straight now.
Well, if she was born straight, she would be straight, no?
Exactly.
But these are people who were born and identifying as in a different way.
So you think that people are born gay? Of
course.
You don't think it's taught?
I don't. I mean, my friends who are gay were born gay.
I think it's taught. So is racism taught, or are you born racist?
I don't know the answer to that question. I'm not a social scientist at all.
Hey, friend. Let's get him in it. Are you taught racism, or are you taught?
You're taught that.
You're taught racism, so you're taught gay, right?
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Michael Schur from TYT bumped into some real winners at a Trump rally. These guys were like clowns on a clown bus, except they weren't funny, just plain dumb. Schur tried to get them to make sense, but it was like talking to a brick wall covered in conspiracy theories.
You're taught gay, and you're taught racism.
Yeah.
It's taught.
But what do you say to the people who were born gay?
They're not born gay. They're taught.
One dude who claimed he was 22% black, seriously, how does someone even come up with that, thought being gay and racist were things you learn in school, like math or history. He was so lost in the sauce, he couldn't even explain why he thought that.
They're indoctrinated by this government that they got going right now. That's why we need Trump.
Yes.
That's why we need Trump.
Yes.
What would Trump do about the gay issue?
You already heard what he did, or what he will do.
What will he do?
Get it out of the schools. He doesn't think it's right, and it's not right. No. Get it out of here.
Then his buddy, who sounded like he ate gravel for breakfast, tried to save the day. But he just made things worse, sounding like a drunk uncle at a family reunion gone wrong.
Transgenderism is a crime. Parents that transgenderize their children should be put in prison.
It's a mental illness.
What is?
Transgender, gay.
So you're equating the two of them, transgender and gay?
What do you mean I'm equating them?
I mean, is it the same to you to be transgender and to be gay?
I think it's a mental illness. Yeah.
I believe it is, too.
What do you say to your gay friends or your gay coworkers?
I don't have none.
A duo of stoned Grizzly Adams and the camo-wearing jackass couldn't muster up a shred of intelligence or logic to defend their absurd positions. Their drunk reasoning spiraled into a circus of ignorance and hypocrisy.
Never once did I think that I need to do something to a man.
Most people support gay rights in America. The majority of Americans do.
You think majority of America supports gay rights?
Yes. I mean, I'm not inventing that. I'm talking about what numbers and polling and our laws and the changing laws that we have, in the Supreme Court and what they've said as well.
I don't think majority of Americans support that. That's really all I gotta say about that.
Okay. But no, I'm asking about Trump. What you'd like to see Trump do about it?
Well, what did Trump say? He said, just like he'll probably say tonight. I couldn't make it in there, sadly. He did say the second that he gets in office, he's gonna get all that shit out of schools. Sorry for the profanity. He's gonna get that out of schools because right now they're indoctrinating kids. I mean, my girlfriend wants to have a kid with me right now, and I told her no. I'm scared to have a kid with her because of the simple fact that I don't want that in my life. I don't want, say I have a son. I don't want that. I don't want my kid to come to me and say I'm gay. I don't want that. I don't want that, sir. I'm sorry. And do you know how devastating that would be to me?
I can tell.
The camo fool insisted that being gay or transgender is a learned behavior, ignoring the basic understanding that people are born certain ways. In his warped worldview, wearing glasses and having a mental condition are apparently also taught. He's a shining example of undereducation and cluelessness. Meanwhile, his stoner buddy stumbled through an anecdote about being hit on by a man, as if this was the foundation for his backward beliefs. These clowns are out of their depth, swimming in a sea of confusion and bigotry. Their inability to grasp simple truths and reliance on nonsensical arguments only serve to highlight their profound ignorance. It's a sad display of closed-mindedness and intellectual bankruptcy. These two MAGA morons were about as clueless as a pair of rocks rolling down a hill. When Michael Schur tried to make sense of their nonsense, it was like trying to herd cats in a thunderstorm.
God made Adam and Eve, sir, and that's... How are you going to make a kid with Adam and Steve?
Well, they would have to adopt or have surrogates.
Well, you can only adopt so many times before a human race is over.
Well, right, but we're talking about a small number of, comparatively to natural births, comparatively small number, I would imagine.
How is it a small number when this is so normal, right? Being gay, being transgender, that's so normal, right? How are you going to keep adopting when there's no women to give birth. Eventually, the human race is going to run out. And you're not going to be able to make babies anymore. Unless you want to make them the fake way, I guess. I mean, with science and everything, but that's not going to work.
Captain Camo rambled on about Trump kicking gays out of schools, sounding like he'd swallowed a dictionary of dumb ideas. Their brains seemed to be on vacation, leaving behind a trail of absurdity and ignorance. It's like they were trying to outstupid each other, and they were winning by a landslide. These two could have a conversation with the brick wall and lose. Just when you thought they couldn't get any dumber, they proved you wrong. What a couple of knuckleheads. It's just plain crazy how some folks can come up with such messed up ideas, like wanting to throw gay and trans people in jail while blaming liberals for everything, all while cheering on someone who just makes things worse. They're living in a fantasy world, ignoring facts and spreading hate instead of understanding. It's a real wake-up call to see how far off track some people can go. In the end, these two drunken fools are nothing but spineless bootlickers parroting whatever nonsense they think will earn them a pat on the back from their chosen leader. Their reasoning is about as solid as a sandcastle in a storm, crumbling under the weight of their own ignorance and blind loyalty. They can try to twist facts and dodge reality all they want, but the truth remains. They're just a couple of lost souls stumbling through life, too intoxicated by their own biases to see the world for what it really is. What a couple of knuckleheads. And that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.